Alright, so this is Breezy. What's the name of the He-Man character again?
Buzz
Off.
Buzz Off, yeah, which we think, after seeing him again, I think is very much the Queen design at the end. Seems very Buzz Off from He-Man. But, anywho, we should point out, this is the first episode Jason has not seen ahead of time. Like, all these episodes on, he's pretty much experiencing them as we're experiencing them. So that's kind of cool. So you can't prepare your comments or anything. I know you have before. I mean, you haven't written down everything, you weird.
All the time. That whole stuffed animal thing, I had that planned
all
months in advance.
You should see our scripts. I mean, it's like every little tee-hee, ha-ha, what? No, that's all written.
20 takes just for the perfect laugh.
Yeah, so very
Wow, we
appreciated.
fail all the time then.
It's amazing how much we fail.
I know.
So, okie doke. So this episode, Finn's arm is not getting quote-unquote any better. It's still a flower and just doesn't know what to do with it. So Dr. Princess looks at it and says that you need to feel better. You need to have fun. That'll get it to bloom and feel better. So typical boy logic, he thinks, well, maybe if I make out with a lot of girls, that'll make me feel better. Not just one, just a lot. No, I said a lot of girls, not your wife. That's the opposite of having fun. Yeah, come on. Every guy knows that.
God.
I sit with my wife right there. Except you, honey. So he goes around and tries to get with all.
Wilted.
I'll take that as a compliment. I'm not gonna, okay.
Sorry.
Your stem will grow, Sam. Don't worry. And pollinate.
Please don't do that.
No more pollination going on.
So, anywho, so he goes and tries to get with all these princesses, and he comes across a bee named Breezy, who really likes the flower and thinks if she can impress him, maybe she can get with the flower. So she's sort of his wingman, as she puts it, even though she's a girl, to help him out. And sure enough, he's getting with all these princesses, at least kissing, quote-unquote, making out, which is really just a kiss. And finally gets to, all these RBs are saying, hey, you can't do that, you can't hang with our going-to-be queen bees, so they all attack him as she drinks the magic queen juice, or whatever that was, that Royal Jelly does this pretty funny Sailor Moon transformation and becomes this giant uber robotic queen looking
So I thought
thing.
of it more as, honestly, Pokemon.
Really?
Very Pokemon-esque, yeah.
Do they do that Pokemon?
I saw Sailor Moon.
Yeah, Sailor Moon, don't they do the thing where it's like her body becomes space or something like that? Like it's like an outline or something, there's like space and planets in there or
Yeah,
something?
apparently you don't watch Pokemon the cartoon. Sometimes it
Do they do that too?
Sometimes.
Okay, well, maybe it's Pokemon too.
Sometimes.
I don't know. Yeah, so she transforms, and now is the queen and can control all the bees, and it's not that funny.
No, I was laughing at Jason and Joy with them because they were adorable and like he looked at her and
You're pretty adorable.
you guys are adorable together. It's amazing.
Okay, now stop that. It's too adorable. I said it's too adorable! Kiss my bow! Kiss my bow! Ah,
Take that.
now she's becoming Carmen.
Kiki spinning it.
Anywho, they go and
This is horrible. Oh my god.
it's
Let
sad
him
when
finish.
it's sad when the stuffed animals is turned into the better vlog.
You're welcome.
Anywho, finally, she turns into a queen, and they guess kind of have to go their separate ways. So he tries to get with Lumpy Space Princess. All right, she tries to get with him. They do something. Don't know what.
They sleep together.
Yeah, well, they weren't technically together when we saw them, but we do get a disgusting, disturbing close-up of LSP's lips.
Because she's on... Because remember, she's a lifeguard.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'll be a lifeguard. And they just do something, we don't know what. Finn doesn't seem too traumatized, so it can't... I wouldn't think
He
it's
puts it in the
that.
vault.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, it's just like, it's in the vault, okay. But even they didn't look super traumatized before putting it in the vault, so I have to hold on to some hope. But the queen comes, and they sing a song together, and pretty much makes it turn to a tree, bloom, and gives him a new arm. And she also gets her flower, and all is good?
Hooray!
I liked it fine. I mean, it's like it's an okay episode. I really like the bee. I like Breezy a lot. I thought that was a very cute character. And I also really like the opening when Finn is moping because that seems very kid-like moping when he's just on the bed and slumping over. And if a kid could walk moping like how he did with his his body sort of upside down like that and the legs moving and stuff.
Well, I can't bend that much.
Yeah. A kid would, so it's I thought they got the kid moping very well.
Go on.
What?
What?
What did I do?
You're gonna try and make
Yeah.
Reed what?
He's gonna
What
make
is
her
going
mope.
on?
What? Oh my god, you can't do that! No, that's wrong! Stop it! Why will nobody stop this?
Help me.
Anyway, okay, he's just giving me the keep going signal, so I guess we'll try it. I'm just gonna keep going back over there and seeing what they're doing.
He doesn't understand that you get distracted way too easily.
A little bit. I'm just gonna keep doing that. Anywho.
Well, anyway, what about her voice? Breezy's voice, the singing voice.
The singing voice.
My daughter's a failure.
Oh my
That's good
God.
parenting right there. What were you trying to do?
See if she can do it. The Finn thing.
You could have just asked her. You didn't have to pull her into the room can you do that? It's like you
No,
could've just
I was trying to let you go on and not
But you
interrupt.
And then have her walk
You
in like the
don't
Exorcist or something.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
What was I supposed to do?
Never mind. Go on. What?
Oh, yes!
Oh, what is your woman doing, dude?
She's trying to do it and doing a terrible job. Good attempt, honey. Good attempt. Don't try it. Okay. You all are adorable.
Dude, she's quite flexible.
Trust me, I know. So, anywho, will you sit down? Anywho, they go and I've explained the story. Breezy's very cute. I really like the voice actress, whoever that was. The singing voice is very nice.
Yes.
I do want more of that song. I'm glad it came back at the end, but I was like, the song they were kind of singing at the beginning, I'm like, it's a nice song. I was sort of hoping it would keep going. I think it's definitely got some good laughs. The whole thing with her being more obsessed with the flower, you sort of go, okay, she's a bee, whatever. And I guess she gets the flower in the end by making him happy, whatever. It's weird to get kind of any emotional attachment to it, because I don't know. We don't want flowers. At least not in the way that she wants a flower. So it's...
But she does say, I love your flower, and also you.
That seemed a little confused, too. I don't know.
I feel like she went after him at first for his flower, and then being around him, getting to know him, she started developing feelings for him as well.
Kind of like how he was going after all the princesses just to, make out, hey, I want you, because, I just think it'll make me feel better, but he doesn't really care much about them as, a person or anything, and she kind of does for him eventually.
Eventually, that's what I got out of it.
I guess I can see that.
I took it more as kind of it's almost like a rebound thing where you fall in love with something about someone. You don't fall in love with that person, you fall in love with, their sense of humor or this, that, or the other thing, and I think that's kind of what it was with Breezy. Breezy fell in love with the flower, of course, obviously, and over time she thinks she liked him, but in the end you see she didn't fall in love with Finn. It was still the flower. Mm-hmm. It was I don't want to say a fake love.
A piece of Finn.
Yeah, it wasn't a fake love, but it was, in the end it was still the flower, that's what it was, and that you can't mask what you love and what you don't love. If you don't love someone, you don't love that person. Even if you love a part of them, it doesn't mean you love them as a whole.
Boy, that's so much better than what I had. That's really good.
But because Breezy was in love with, think about it. Yeah, I love you, flower. I mean, Finn.
Yeah.
And in the end, if you notice, she takes the flower and she kisses it. There could be the love for Finn still, but it doesn't. I don't know. I saw it more as she got the flower and was like, oh, I don't need Finn anymore. I got actually what I really loved about Finn.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I did feel like that's what it was. I feel like, she developed feelings for him, but in the end, she got the flower, and then she's like, oh, yeah, I guess this is really what I wanted after all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds right, actually. That sounds really, really right.
Kind of like Finn. Finn's going around trying to find anything he can attach to with any of these women. And, he's not finding an actual love. He's finding things he likes about each of these, princesses and whatnot, but it's not actual love. It's nothing concrete.
No, I think that makes a lot of sense. And there's... Yeah, I guess it is sort of an interesting angle to take that you can like something about somebody. It might have made a little bit more sense if she was kind of on the rebound too, because we clearly know he was. But no, I can see it, because you're right. People can confuse someone, like you said, with a really good sense of humor, can be really smart or something, but it's not necessarily love, There's a lot more to it.
As odd as it is, and bringing up your stardom... How many people have sat there and said, "Will you marry me?"
You've seen two. Yeah, you've seen two at the same con.
People have come up to Doug and said, like, "Oh, I love you," and it's not like the obsession love. It's the whole, "I love you." Like, they actually do. There's something about them, like, about you that they do truly love.
They love your
but
flower.
It's...
Doug has a nice flower.
I love how you still call it a flower.
No, there's one that's not Kineticon, but the con before, the Anime Midwest, where, like, this girl comes up and she's just like... It was very bizarre. She's like, takes a picture and everything, and she's like, "It's gonna sound weird, but can I touch your butt?"
Yeah.
And both Rob and I were there, it's like... no, it's like, it's the misses are like right there. Both our wives were behind us, and she's sort of like, "Oh," and she's about to leave, and then she's like, "Can I touch their butts?" And I'm like,
"You did not tell me this story."
No, I told you this story. No, and it literally comes, and I was just like, I think they would say no. Well, can you ask them? I'm speaking for them. They would say no. It's like... It was very bizarre.
People can fall in love with a character that an actor plays. They can fall in love with the way someone looks, but it's not the full person. And yeah, I'm probably reading way too deep into this goddamn cartoon, but that's
I don't know, kind of. I mean, I sort of saw this one, like, I liked it, but I didn't fully get it, but that does really make sense, honestly. Like I said, the only thing that, like I said, is a little lost is that she also wasn't on the rebound, but I guess it doesn't always have to be a rebound. I mean, just some people don't know. It's two people that don't seem to really know that much about love.
Yeah.
And feeling happy, with a quote-unquote loved one. And both of them being confused kind of in different ways, because Finn I don't even think is, like, learning the personality. He just wants a girl.
Yeah.
Where she very much wants him for something that he has, but she doesn't realize... that there's more to it. She's trying to convince herself, maybe I do love him because I like that one thing. No, maybe there is more to it, and it's trying to convince yourself that you love a person when really there probably isn't anything there. You're just trying to convince yourself because you love that one element.
You do.
Okay.
Well,
another thing I do want to bring up, which I thought was interesting, is I don't think this was really about Finn trying to find a girl. What struck me the most was every time he kept saying the same thing, "I feel empty. I just don't feel anything." And I feel like this was a really, really, really great representation of depression.
Yeah.
It.
Way to bring it down.
I mean...
I think that's a good point.
Yes, let her keep going.
No, actually, I do agree. I
think it's a very legit point,
yeah.
honestly.
I thought, and it's so many layers. It's really interesting, too, because on the one hand, on the surface, yeah, of course, he's looking for love. He's lost Flame Princess, and that's part of it, and he's making out with the girls trying to find that. Plus, he wants to make himself feel better. But on the other hand, too, sometimes when you're all caught up in this depression hole of a hell, I don't know, you lose track of things and you don't know, and people are like telling you, "Cheer up, you can do it, it's fine, it'll be great, just do something nice for yourself," that sort of stuff. And I feel like he was trying, and it was like nothing was working. I think he was trying to distract himself, and he was trying to see even if he could feel something. For me personally, I felt over and over again, I kept hearing him say, "I feel empty, I feel empty." It wasn't even, he was so far into his depression that he couldn't even feel sad anymore. He just couldn't feel.
It's almost like an adult going on like an alcoholic bender or a drug bender. Like that's what he was doing. Replaced it like drinking like crazy and doing drugs with or having sex with making out.
Yeah.
If you replace making out with any of those things, that's someone going through a hard depression where they're just destroying their lives. And you're right. I think I mean that's a really good way to look at it.
You're trying to make yourself feel like sometimes you do, and I'm sure a lot of you out there, you know, have that experience where you get to a point where you're so low, you're so horrifically low, you don't even know what to feel anymore.
Yeah, I think there's...
You just can't.
Yeah, I think there's into what you're talking about. He was just throwing away his gum, by the way. If you, at first I was like, really, you're gonna get something goofy now? And it's like, okay, he's just throwing his gum out. But no, I think you were talking about replacing, you know, drugs and alcohol with just making out with people and stuff like that. I'd honestly say I've known a lot of people, both male and female, who just sort of think, well, I'm just gonna binge on, you know, just sex, partners, and stuff like that, and that'll just make me feel better. And I've yet to see that work. You know, it's, you know, and I've seen so many people try over and over and over with a lot of people and stuff, and like I said, I've just yet to see that, you know, that's what was missing. Sex with a stranger. You know? No, but that is kind of true. There's people that just think like, you know, or just, I just need someone to like me. You know, some people are just addicted to, I need someone to like me, but I don't need, it doesn't matter who it is or if I'm friends with them. I just need a person. You know, you don't need a friend, you don't need a companion, you don't need a loved one. You just need a person. You know, it might as well be just sort of a thing. You know, to like me. So I think there are times where, yeah, I mean, I think just as much as drugs and alcohol, I think it is an addiction, and yes, it's probably to cure something, like you said, that emptiness. That's in them. And it's funny, you were talking about the, you know, just a lot of people say, go out there, have fun, come on, cheer up, and stuff like that. And I used to really think that a lot of times. I've known a lot of people with depression, and I would always just be like, well, why don't you just be happy? Come on, like, your life's fine. You know, so it's like, your life's fine, you know, what's wrong? And I realize more that it's very much, because depression is, you know, clinical and is an imbalance, that I think it's something where you can know everything is fine, but you don't feel it. Yeah. And that can be a really, really big difference. And in a way that makes it even worse, because at least if something goes wrong, you can point to that certainty. This is what's wrong. I know I had to go through the mourning process or whatever. But when you don't have something solid that actually has happened, it's just an imbalance. Well, I shouldn't say just, but it's an imbalance. It's harder to get a grasp on it. It's harder to understand, and therefore harder to conquer.
Well, it's like a catch-22, because you're already feeling this horrible feeling inside, and then logically you understand there's nothing wrong, my life is good, but I'm not happy, and I'm so upset, and I'm ashamed of this, and what's wrong with me? And then you get on yourself, because what's wrong with me that I can't feel happy when I know I should? And then you get even more depressed because, you know, I mean, it's like you can't get out of it. It's a loop that is very, very difficult to kind of punch out of.
Yeah, no, it's, there was definitely, there's a weird point when I realized, I think it's changed now, but there was a point when I realized I actually knew I had more friends with depression than people who did not have depression. It was very surreal when I thought about it. And it's one of those things, so it's like, I definitely have, you know, like, experience. I don't think I have depression. I feel pretty happy. I feel good and stuff. You know, and even when I'm sad for periods of time, it's like, okay, that's being sad. I know there's a difference between being sad and having depression. But yeah, I think there is something where, because this didn't come on the heels of breaking up with somebody. You know, I mean, granted, he did sort of have a little bit of the closure with the father, but that's not the direct thing. He's gone through a lot.
Yeah, he is.
And a lot of it has not gotten... It's gotten some closure, but it was... Few of them were ever very happy, you know, yeah, like, that's okay, but kind of closure. Even the one with his father, you know, he's come to grips with it, but he never heard him say anything, you know, or Flame Princess never said, you know, hey, you know, we're okay, and things are cool, and you should feel happy, you know, even Princess Bubblegum, you know, there's been sort of, you know, sloppy moments there and stuff, so it's tough. When you really sort of look at it, you don't even need an explanation. You just sort of get why he is this way. So, yeah, honestly, I went to this episode liking it okay, but not fully having it hit me. But hearing all that, I'm like, yeah, actually, it's pretty solid. It's actually a pretty good episode. So that's part of the fun of talking about it. That's why I like talking with people about movies and not like, no, you're wrong and here's why. It's like I like listening to this kind of stuff because you can learn all sorts of things. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, off of your whole depression crap, I did like when Jake showed up, and Finn's like, what's up with your head? I'm just trying something different.
Yeah, we never know what that is.
I like that. I like how Jake does bring up that frozen yogurt princess looks like a combination of PB and Flame Princess, and Finn gets all pissed off. He's like, no! And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of funny. And then notice after Finn gets his new arm, he's got a thorn.
Yeah.
In his palm.
Yeah, that was.
Which I'm curious about.
Yeah. Was it still there? Cool. I thought it was there for a second and it went away. Was it still there?
Well, no, because it was there with all the sap or honey. I'm not sure which one. I'm guessing sap. And then all you do is you see him shake his hand off, but you never.
So maybe it's still there.
But you never see his palm after that. You see him go like that.
Yeah, because I was curious about that too. Yeah.
So hopefully we'll find out in this one. Oh. By the way, forewarning for the next episode. This is another, as far as I know, non-canon episode with a guest animator.
Oh. I
don't think it was an April Fool's joke.
But
be prepared. After what happened with the goddamn glitches of glitch. I saw a sneak preview of part of it, and it's interesting. So, be prepared. Is that how he poops?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for giving that away. Now they know what's on the couch.
You realize there's going to be fangirls and fanboys that have now captured that screenshot.
Ew! In their bathroom.
I think I'm going to do that.
Cut!